Hey there everyone, Video Game Cabinet here, and tonight we're doing a review on Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Super Mario Brothers is arguably the most important and culturally significant video game ever made. This was the first video game I ever played when I was 5 years old, and I've been passionate about the hobby ever since. Super Mario Bros. Needs no introduction as the grandfather of mascot platformers. This iconic classic is a household name for its catchy music, simple but precise controls, hidden secrets, family-friendly characters, and endless replayability. I wanted to revisit Super Mario Bros. Because I remember playing it a lot in my childhood and later beating the All-Stars version in high school, but I am not sure if I ever actually beat the game on the original NES cart. So after a couple days of practice on the authentic cartridge, I beat all 8 worlds without using warps last night. I will admit that I did have to use the secret continue option, holding the A while pressing the start at the title screen after losing all your lives, a few times in World 7 and World 8. And this morning, I beat the game a second time using the warps to quickly reach World 8, but not using any continues. Super Mario Bros. Is a lot harder than I remember. The platforming gets especially demanding towards the end, with certain high jumps you need to nail and quick enemies you need to dodge. Thankfully, the controls are perfect. Once he starts running, Mario gathers speed very quickly. If you change direction, Mario slides a bit forward, mimicking real-life kinesthetics. And when leaping in the air, you can gently guide Mario with some pressure on the D-pad and the B button. Everything feels really responsive, which it needs to be for some of the game's tighter jumping segments. You never knew what to expect when you first played Super Mario Bros. Back in 1985. You transverse through the pipes into outdoor vistas and underground sewers, swim underwater, and even climb vines reaching up above the clouds. And each world ends with a spooky trip into one of Bowser's castles. The enemies had great variety for the time too. The Goombas, Koopa Troopas, and Piranha Plants are amongst the many memorable foes. But the Hammer Brothers were always the most annoying to deal with. Finding all the concealed power-ups and coins added immensely to the replay value. Smashing blocks would reveal mushrooms to make you big and flowers to let you shoot fireballs. There were also special green mushrooms that gave you extra lives. Discovering the secret warp locations was the biggest surprise when I played this as a child. Super Mario Bros. Is a timeless gem with universal appeal. The personality and depth this offered back in 1985 was unlike anything gamers had seen before. With this game, Nintendo really showed off what their 8-bit NES was capable of compared to the previous generation of Atari games. I had a wonderful time playing Super Mario Bros. Again after all these years. I doubt I ever finished it as a child, but I am proud to have finished it now. The pinpoint controls, assorted levels, motley crew of enemies, challenging platforming, and plethora of secrets captivated me all over again. I rate Super Mario Bros. A 9.5 out of 10. And that is my review. Yeah, this one and the original Zelda and Ninja Turtles back on the NES. I remember those games I played a lot of as a kid, amongst many others. The whole Mario trilogy on the NES those were games that I played a ton. And Kid Icarus, that was another one. Castlevania. I could never beat any of these games as a kid, so it's great to go back. But I do know in high school, so that was like 35 years ago or so when I was playing this game on the NES. But I remember in high school, I'm 41 now, so this is like 25 years ago. I played it on the Super Mario All-Stars version, and I beat it then. But thinking back, yeah, I really don't think that I beat this on the NES cards, and playing it now, all these, years, decades later, yeah, it was really hard, especially Worlds 7 and 8. But all of the worlds really, you got to know what you're doing. You really have to gently, use the controls and the acceleration and letting Mario drift through the air when you make a big leap. And it's really, really tight, really, really responsive. The controls are just perfect. They really, really had something special here that made a big impact, a huge impact on not just video games, but culture and everything. Everyone my age grew up with playing this, the original Super Mario Brothers. This game is just so iconic, So, yeah, it's great. It's absolutely one of the best games on the system. I did put it in my top 35 of the 8-bit generation when I made that list back in October. But yeah, I just wanted to go back and replay it again for the nostalgia's sake and memories. And it was really fun just to knock this one out. Even all these years later, it's just so fun. It's simple by today's standards, but it's just fun. It's just pure fun. And the secrets and everything add a lot of depth to it. So, but yeah, I'm really proud to have this complete in box. I think I bought this one back in high school for like $10 or something, at some video rental store that had a bunch of NES games. And I saw this there, and I got this and several other key pieces for dirt cheap. And, it's just in beautiful condition. Now, that was back in like the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, and now it's just worth so much more. But yeah, really, really proud to have this piece in the collection, and it's just a great game, that I can just keep on coming back to. But yeah, that is my review, 9.5 for Super Mario Brothers, and have a good night.